that mass above the strike point, all that mass above the strike point became kinetic energy. Potential energy becomes kinetic energy. 1/2 mv squared. Yeah. Real easy. It was glass, a lot of glass, and it didn't. The only thing that went through the building, Todd, was 2 big jet engines. 2 big jet engines. They went through, but they're titanium. A lot of titanium in those engines. mv squared. You have potential energy, all that height above the ground, turning into kinetic energy. Do the math.
The building, the building.
I know you don't want to believe it. What's your theory?
It wasn't kinetic.
No, that's absolutely false. You do not have to damage all the columns to take it down. You just have to get the columns, get the steel to its deformation point. It's under heavy load. You start heating it up. You don't have to make the steel melt. You just have to heat it up.
What about building 7? Guy's full of shit.
Yeah, 1 and 2.
That's false. Completely a false statement. Again, you need to go back and get an engineering degree. I know you're too old and, maybe there are other factors, but you need to go get an engineering degree and then think about it.
Where'd you get your degree from?
That design was done for a 707 strike. It was a concern early on. Early on, they said, what if a big old jet airliner runs into this thing? And they said, oh, okay. We'll make sure we got enough margin in the design. How much fuel does a 707 carry? How many BTUs can that put into that structure with all the other stuff in there burning with it? They did the math. It was pretty rough math, but they said it'll survive it, and it would have. But you got to remember, the aircraft industry kept marching on. 767 carries a lot more fuel.
What about building 7? What about building 7?
Well, look at the photos. Look at the video. You could see how it gets in there.
It went boom. Yeah.
It cut right in there like a cheese cutter.
You have no
And then the plane was shredded as it ran into those columns. The only thing that survived through that was the engines. Why can't you believe what your eyes are telling you?
Building 7.
I mean, that thing was photographed, videoed by thousands of people. Thousands and thousands of people were watching it happen. You think that there would be a conspiracy that would work?
Pentagon. There's not one picture of anything hitting the Pentagon. There's not one photograph of anything hitting the Pentagon.
Well, that's because the Pentagon is a secure facility. The government's not going to release any information about the Pentagon because that would be bad for them. They purposely sequestered all information, all the camera information, everything. And does that mean it didn't happen? No, it did happen.
One picture of anything hitting the building. There's not.
Do you want to reveal all the information about how the Pentagon is built? Is that a smart thing to do?
That was a cruise missile with the Pentagon.
It's a cruise missile with wings.
They started a fire in the Pentagon, and when they took bulldozers, they pushed the walls down.
That was a cruise missile that hit the Pentagon.
How did that flag fly on the moon? How is that flag sticking out? There's no wind on the moon. How's that flag sticking out? Over?
Somebody's got one picture of anything hitting the There's not one.
How did they make that flag? There's no wind on the moon. How did they get that flag to stick straight out?
Anything. They left the window open.
I can't believe it. You're that damn dumb that you don't think that a plane hit the Pentagon.
You're all
in the Matrix.
And all the people on that plane disappeared also. Never to be seen again.
It was a cruise missile.
Texas there too.
I don't believe he has a degree. I don't think you have a degree, Joe.
No, I don't have a degree. That is correct. I have 3 degrees. I had 3 degrees. I just was interested in things. I was interested in how things really work. So I went to the smartest people I could find and asked them, how does this work?
Thank you for V&B.
Somebody comes out here every day.
You ever hear of Dr. Judy Wood? Who wrote a book called Where Did It Go? Where Did the Buildings Turn to Dust? And
Gravity.
she proves it.
Gravity is the root cause of the buildings falling down.
Joe, you're broadcasting.